Well, good evening and welcome to Abidjan. Welcome to the Ivory Coast, the host country of the 2013 African Championships of Basketball. This is the continent of Africa's premier basketball competition. Well, it is crossover day here in the competition. We finished pool play for day 7, as teams are trying to play for the chance to advance to the quarterfinals. As you can see, we finished 2 of 4 games we have on offer for you. Morocco beat Algeria in the first game, and Cameroon won comfortably against Mozambique in the second. And this one features the host of the Ivory Coast versus the debutants from Burkina FASO. My name is Liam Fanny. I'm joined in the commentary booth by my partner, Lloyd Gardner. And Lloyd, it's going to be a big ask indeed for these 12 players as they're playing in front of a very vociferous crowd, getting behind the host, Ivory Coast.
Yes, it is, Liam. Burkina FASO, every game has gone to form so far with a high-faced team qualifying, and they're going to have a tough task ahead of them if they're going to qualify as the 4th place team from Group B and defeat the 1st place team from Group A.
Well, everything has been running to form. We had an overtime game in the opening game. Fantastic game between Morocco and Algeria. The previous game to this was a little bit lopsided as Cameroon won comfortably. You're looking there at Jean-Paul Bayala, interior player for Burkina FASO. So Burkina FASO take their place on the floor. They are presently winless in the tournament. They're 0-3, having finished at the bottom of Pool B, as you mentioned, Lloyd. They lost to Rwanda, Tunisia, and Morocco through the pools. Here's a look at the Ivory Coast team, a team that we've seen a couple of times.
Yeah, fantastic team. They've got a lot of strength. They've got decent set of guards, some shooters on the perimeter. There's some power players on the inside, as well as some great athletes, but most importantly, they're all bought into the team concept here in Abidjan, and defensively, this team gives anybody all they can handle.
Yeah, they had a great defensive effort, did the Ivory Coast, in their win against Senegal, their second pool game. They won 74-46 in the end, but it was hard fought for a half until Senegal really collapsed under the pressure of the Ivory Coast defense. Stephen Konate making his way onto the floor. Presently, the Ivory Coast are undefeated. They finish at the top of Pool A, having beaten Algeria, Senegal, and Egypt. On their way here is Jonathan Kale, the American-born player who plays for the Ivory Coast. Lloyd, who's a player who's caught your eye?
Yeah, I like Jonathan Kale. What we saw last game out from the Ivory Coast was all 12 players played double-figure minutes as they attempted to continue their momentum after the emotional victory against Senegal, and it was a very business-like performance in the win over Egypt. I'm sure we'll see a similar type of strategy, perhaps not as deep into the benches early from Lescano, but all the players from the Ivory Coast will see court time.
Well, we'll pause here in the Palais des Sports in Traceville and rise to our feet to observe the national anthems of Burkina Faso and the Ivory Coast.
national de la Côte d'Ivoire.
Ivory Coast play, Lloyd, there's always an electric atmosphere here.
There absolutely is. I thought it might be a bit more subdued today. You know, the fans were late really coming into the arena, but they've packed it out yet again, and we've got a very loud and passionate crowd. This will ensure that there's no complacency from the Ivory Coast, I'm sure of that.
We're going to get a message here from Ismail Ndai. The Ivory Coast will pause and just lend an ear to him.
Appelons les équipes, les collègues, les amis et les jeunes fans du basket dans toute l'Afrique pour célébrer la vie et supporter la campagne de l'ONU-SIDA.
Protéger le basket pour zéro infection VIH, zéro discrimination, zéro décès lié au sida. Je vous remercie.
And that is Moussa Ouattara from Burkina FASO, a message to try to help stop the spread of AIDS throughout Africa. If you've been with us throughout the tournament, you will have received that message in each and every game. But the social conscience from FIBA Africa. Just a few minutes away from tipping it off here. The players will go back out and get a couple minutes of warm-up. And Lloyd, here's the starting five for the Stallions of Burkina Faso. I beg your pardon, the Red Devils of Burkina Faso.
For Burkina Faso, the key, I think, the score is scoring. Who is going to produce on the offensive for their end for them? We've talked through this tournament and having three major scorers, and Ouattara, the number 4, has proved that he can score in almost every game. And unfortunately for him, he's had very little support. In the 2 of their 3 games, they've only had 2 players in double figures for coach Jean Rebet. So they'll be hoping to have a more powerful offensive production.
Speaking of powerful, it's Mohamed Kone who will play inside for the Ivory Coast, and Hervé Lamazana, the number 9, will be a handful to contain inside.
Yeah, back to the more traditional starting lineup for the Ivory Coast. The man who's playing in his hometown, Charles Aboyo, the number 4, was fantastic in the victory against Senegal. But this Ivory Coast team built on the fantastic defense from them, both in stopping teams scoring, but more importantly, forcing them to shoot a very low percentage. They also do a great job of rebounding and an even better job of looking after the basketball. Just one of the 2 teams in this tournament, perhaps it's one after the last game, they might be the only team to have more assists than turnovers.
That's a tremendous statistic, something that we've always kept an eye on, the number of turnovers. And in the previous game, Cameroon, although they won comfortably, Lloyd, turned it over 23 times. They won't be best pleased with that. And this team here, Burkina Faso, will have to limit their mistakes. They'll have to play as well as they possibly can to hang in for as long as they can against the Ivory Coast.
Yeah, the problem for Burkina Faso is they've got the deadly combo. They lead the tournament in turnovers and they're last in points scored.
Wow.
So that's not a record you want to have coming in to face the Ivory Coast with this crowd here. You know, for Burkina Faso, they must look after the ball. You know, they're coughing it up nearly 26 times a game. Now, we've given the figure as 12 as being an optimal number. I think for Burkina Faso, the aim should be 15. If they can keep, around the 15 turnover type of mark, that'll be a good start for them. And if they can look after the ball, then chances are they'll get more shots and more points.
Here's Moussa Ouattara, the player for Burkina Faso, who averages 12.3 points per game. He is their highest scorer.
Yeah, Ouattara's coming off a fantastic last game as well. In the game against Morocco, 25 points, 6 rebounds for him. He is the leading scorer and the go-to guy.
Yeah, so Burkina Faso, Lord, in the times that we've seen them, they've been able to play with people for a quarter. As we look at Hervé Lamazana.
Yeah, tournament's leading shot blocker. Now, Lamazana, you see the shoulders bobbing. He is high energy. You know, he had another great game in the victory over Egypt. 18 points, 3 blocks, 2 rebounds in just 20 minutes of time. So he is high energy, and he's the man that often is the spark plug for this Ivory Coast team, and he's the guy that also gets the crowd even more fired up.
He's clad in his typical headband, is Hervé Lamazana, as he struts onto the floor. Burkina Faso, Lord, as I mentioned, have been able to hang with teams for a quarter. He shows some positive play. then tend to fade as the game progresses.
Yeah, it's that consistency. As time goes on, that's when the offense starts to break down. You know, rotations coming from the bench and shot selection drops, and also the offense gets a little bit disjointed. So they're going to need to try and manage that going forward. See if they can, you know, have these starters play as many minutes as possible. Bayala on the inside is a problem for the offense as we see the first shot already up from Mike Savadogo.
Savadogo with the early look, and it's short. And the Burkina Faso players, this is their first ever experience at an African Championships, and what an experience it is they're playing in front of a partisan capacity arena here in Abidjan.
In a knockout game as well, a chance to shock the world really for Burkina Faso. I don't think anyone's given them a hope of turning over the Ivory Coast here. Start a little bit difficult for Yamiogo.
Yeah, he's being guarded by Diabate, and he almost lost the handle, was able to get it back, but as he went to the basket, his shot was partially blocked. So Burkina Faso, one early shot and one shot that was partially blocked, so not the best start from them.
You can see the defensive pressure, what it's done, the no-pass offense out of need rather than choice for Burkina Faso.
The Boyer's shot is short. Yamiogo pass ahead to Watara. Gets it back and backs it out.
A bit of patience this time, but even the entry pass is difficult against this defense of the Ivory Coast. And I'm just looking at the matchups, an interesting one. Watara is getting guarded by Lamizana, so it's going to be a difficult night for Watara to score as freely as he may have done in their opening 3 games, because Lamizana is a shot blocking machine in this tournament.
Terrific defense from the Ivory Coast as they've really unsettled Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso having a hard time trying to get into their offense. Just 5 seconds on the shot clock. Joris Bado brings it in. Savadogo, his pass was kicked, and so it should be a reset of the shot clock here. I don't think the referees realize they're saying there's just 1 second on it. Savadogo rises, his line drive shot draws iron, but the referees missed that one.
Man-to-man defense for Burkina Faso. I wonder if they'll go to the zone as Lamizana streaks to the basket, and the foul.
Lamizana with the first basket of this evening's game. We'll go to the free throw line and try to finish off his three-point play. Look at that, the acrobatic finish as he twists in the air.
Lamizana is a good man in the pick and roll because he's got great hands. And as you said, the acrobatics, he's a very agile finisher as well. So he can take it and use that one dribble to evade the defenders, make it even more dangerous and even easier for the guards as the pressure comes from the Ivory Coast.
Finishes off the three-point play, does Lamizana into Savadogo. Savadogo attacks, and Lamizana with his first rejection of the night.
Yeah, averaging 4 a game, Lamizana, so we'll see that again. It won't be the first time. It won't be the last time, excuse me.
Bado rattles home a 3 as he got his feet set, came off the screen well, pivoted, knocked it down.
Bado's a guy that can put points on the board. You know, he had a fine first game and second game, 11 and 14 respectively, but then he was quiet against Morocco in the final game.
Lamizana again on the drive. Lamizana up the window and good.
And that's the agility I'm talking about. Lamizana puts it on the floor. The defender tries to come across and he just takes the step to get around him.
Watara goes at Lamizana only to be stripped. Savadogo picks it up, puts it in.
Backing down for Burkina Faso. A lot of their players seem to be really relishing this atmosphere.
They have nothing to lose, Burkina Faso. They just caused another turnover. So they're going out with all guns blazing. They've started early. They've got a 5-point game. Burkina Faso going to tie it up here with a chance to go ahead. Watara gives it to Yamiogo. Got a foul as Boyo Aboyo was held, and that's a call that Mohamed Faye was looking for a couple of nights ago when Aboyo locked him down. Mohamed Faye, the lead scorer for Senegal.
Aboyo is such a strong frame. It makes it so difficult to score against.
Bayala. Not bad for Burkina Faso, got it into the heart of the defense. And Bayala is all locked up. We're going to get foul here as he's locked up with Mohamed Kone. It's going to be matching fouls.
Double foul call, didn't you? Both players wonder what's been signalled. You see the replay. I mean, it's a wrestling match, but they're both just fighting for position. I guess the referee's still in the first 3 minutes, still trying to stamp their authority on the game. You know, make sure that we don't get too physical. I don't want to see a free-flowing game as much as anybody here in attendance.
Diabate. Kone is going to try and post up Bayala. And that's a foul on Bayala as he's grabbing the shoulders of Kone.
Yeah. Well, they did a good job of fighting with Kone. Kone was loosening off to the block. You know, that's the time Bayala's got to realise and just pull the arms away, because Kone was starting to come out of the key, was less of a threat.
So Bayala now with two, he's got to be careful. Konate. Off the mark, Bayala with the rebound. Can Burkina Faso break? Yamiogo to Savadogo to Ouattara. Great break by Burkina Faso.
Ouattara running the floor, but a feed from Mike Savadogo. Beautiful to the inside in transition.
So Ali Tapsoda goes to the scorer's table here in front of us in Burkina Faso. He is a shot blocker in his own right. Kone going at Bayala. Kone can't finish. I tell you what, there's some big bodies banging in there, Lloyd, as Savadogo can't gather in the rebound.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting battle. Tapsoda on one end, Lamizana on the other. They might have a shot blocking contest between the two of them, but you know, again, the defense on Kone, I don't think you have to pressure him or be that physical with him. He's not a huge scorer, he's more a role player, so you don't want to be committing fouls when you don't have to against him.
Tapsoda comes in and commits a reaching foul.
That's the word from his coach, don't reach in, Rabiet. So just play defense with your feet, keep your hands out of it. There we see the reach, just no need from Tapsoda.
Diabate shot off, Kone gets after it, Aboyo comes up with it, Aboyo does the right thing, he goes right back up on the boards with it. This foul against 15, it's Savadogo for Burkina Faso.
This is where we see the strength of the Ivory Coast. You know, getting good shots on the offensive end, being nice and patient, but then the energy and crash in the boards. I mean, the effort that Burkina Faso are putting into every play is, you know, it's enough to contain most teams. It's not like they're not boxing out, but just a physical battle. And the way in which the Ivory Coast attack the glass, you know, is a very impressive thing to watch.
Boyle misses the first and the second. Ouattara rises for the rebound. Yamiogo pulls it back out for Burkina Faso. Ouattara on the screen and roll. Yamiogo looking for a pass. Tapsoda's got it, shot clock at 4. Yamiogo is going to let it fly. Count it! And Coach Lascano for Ivory Coast wants a timeout. He's seen about as much of this as he wants to take. And would you believe that when we go to the first break, Burkina Faso got themselves in front. They lead 10-5 against the host, Ivory Coast. This is AfroBasket 2013. That's where we're headed. We're trying to see who will hold the Naismith Trophy high in 2014 as the World Cup comes to Spain. Remember, the first 3 finishers here in these African Championships will play their way to the World Cup in 2014. And you would fancy, Lloyd, the Ivory Coast to be in and amongst the medals. But right now, find themselves down 5 against a spirited performance from Burkina Faso.
The Ivory Coast team has so far through this tournament fed off the crowd, fed off the energy. As I mentioned, this Burkina Faso team seems to be doing exactly the same thing. You know, they're relishing this challenge of you know, silencing the crowd here, of playing in this type of atmosphere. They've upped their game.
Well, it is quite an atmosphere. Just to paint a picture for you, Burkina Faso with a small contingent of hardcore fans. The rest of the arena pretty much are Ivory Coast fans. And to our left in the upper deck, as we get Mohamed Kone goes up for a dunk, and Ali Kader says no, that didn't happen. Ali Kader Tapsoda, but that is his second foul. Just to finish my thought, up to our left, the second deck, is a group of fans from the Ivory Coast who dance non-stop. It is a wonderful atmosphere here, all part and parcel of these African championships.
Despite the positive start, there's foul trouble already against Burkina Faso. 3 on by Arla, he's gone to the bench, his replacement. Tapsoda already has 2. Burkina Faso, not a deep team, especially on the inside. They're going to need to try and stay out, committing any more fouls. Match up with this front line, this relentless rebounding from the Ivory Coast.
Bado's going to help him hang in there. It's Joris Bado with a 3, and it's 13-5 Burkina Faso. Aboyo to the basket. What a quick move by Charles Aboyo. Backdoor cut by Bado was the right idea, but Ouattara just couldn't connect on the pass. Amiogo pushes up the floor, guards Diabate. Diabate on the left hand, up and in. Good drive by Solo Diabate.
Yeah, great patience from him. He came off the screen, he looked first, saw the opportunity, and then had the ability to get into the key and finish over the defenders.
Into the trees is Savadogo. He's swallowed up by white jerseys. Ivory Coast come back, crossover dribble by Diabate. He turns it over. Burkina Faso will have a chance to break. Savadogo lays it up and in. And it looks like the mustard has come off the hot dog and is all over the floor. Turnover by Diabate. Lamizana is double teamed in the post. Konate is trying to throw it down into Kone.
Be careful not to foul here, Tapsoda. And that's what I was talking about. You know, Kone's a good player, but he doesn't deserve the respect of fouling him when he's not making you know, an aggressive move to the basket. You would much prefer to see him beat you than some of the other players on the floor. As now the Ivory Coast are going to go huge on the inside with Kone and Zerbo on together at the 4 and 5. This is the first time we've seen this lineup for the Ivory Coast. See how they can play together, the 2 big men.
Ouattara try and break down Kone on the dribble. Ouattara rises. Not a bad effort. Tapsoda with the rebound. So Burkina Faso will get another attempt.
And the tactic to try and attack off the dribble, use the speed, isn't a bad one. Ouattara's got space, but he's got to perhaps kick once he makes that initial move. This time he comes up off the back of the ring.
Little jump hook by Ouattara off the back of the rim. Drive here by the new man in the game. Foul will go against Ouattara. It's a player that you've seen quite a bit, Lloyd, number 7 for the Ivory Coast.
Yep. Let me go. Settle himself again as Ouattara walks in front. Maybe we'll get this foul shot once more. But yeah, I've been lucky enough to see Pamphilip go a few times growing up. He broke through in French basketball with Le Mans, played his entire career. In France, apart from a single season in Greece, he's back in France now, playing with Rouen.
Savadogo's shot goes all the way over the basket. And the Ivory Coast with an easy two. Bob Amador lays it up and in. And Burkina Faso have seen enough, and they want a time out of their own. Burkina Faso really letting an easy basket just there. They have a 2-point lead as they go to their huddle. 15-13.
Referee swallowed his whistle on that one. Tapsoda was being held back. He couldn't get across to the man driving to the basket, and when he did, he actually committed a foul. So he could have quite easily been whistled for his third, or an offensive foul could have been called before that. But a good timeout for Burkina Faso. Just settle themselves once again. They're still well in this game. They actually still have the 2-point lead. I think if you'd asked them at the start of the game, would they take a 2-point lead with 3 minutes to go in the first half, and they'd have, jumped to the opportunity. So they've been scoring, which is one of the big problems against the Ivory Coast. Usually, it's such a good defensive team. The Ivory Coast, they hold teams. There's such a low total. But Burkina Faso, as we said, have started a game well once again.
Yeah, that has been their form. We saw Cameroon struggle, Lloyd, in their game just previously, and maybe understandably so, having come off an emotional loss to Nigeria. But Ivory Coast have had a day off, and they had a 7-point win over Egypt, which preceded this. Here's Watana. Give it to Yamiogo. Derek Durham did warm up, didn't play much in Burkina Faso's last game. He's nursing a knee injury. So Yamiogo has carried the point guard duty throughout this whole first quarter. Savadogo just didn't get balanced. 2 bad shots from Savadogo now. And Aboyo with a little Euro step up and in.
Beautiful drive. Charles Aboyo is so under control, so confident. For me, for Burkina Faso, I'd like to see the youngster Nassau in the game early. Oh, just this. Oh no, it's Poda that's going to come in. I thought it was going to be Nassau. But the number 13 has shown an ability to handle the ball for Burkina Faso, which is what I think they need. An extra pair of hands sometimes.
So it's a turnover and a foul by Burkina Faso. It's a particularly disastrous trip down the floor, to be honest. Second foul on Watana.
So the front line for Burkina Faso really struggling already. 2 on Watara, 3 on Bayala, and 2 on Tapsoda. They'll have to go deep into their bench to have any chance in this game.
Savadogo comes out and Emmanuel Poda comes in. Good screen and roll, Kale. Kale, jump hook, won't go. This foul is going to go against Freias Zerbo as he competes for the offensive rebound. Kale had a good look at it, the Boston-born Ivorian. And the man who loves to wear his war paint, Savadogo. Knotted up at 15 each. Man-to-man pressure up the floor from the Ivory Coast, causing a problem for Burkina Faso. I think what Tapsoda is trying to say is he wants the guards to screen for each other, which is probably best. And right now, Burkina Faso has the ball in. Go to the battle.
Bado had an opening and the pass was too late in getting to him. He lost the opportunity to shoot.
Bado got the last touch.
As I was saying, Bado's 2 of 2 from the 3-point line. He's open coming off the screen, but the pass from Poda was just too late in getting there. So Bado loses all opportunity to get another open look. And then also, Burkina Faso never get that look again.
Sumahoto, his shot is off. Now Burkina Faso, can they break? Watana, kick it back to Yamiogo, and he travels. So Savadogo will come back in here for Watana. He'll come out with 2 fouls.
let up for the Ivory Coast. They've got 4 or 5 starters on the bench, but still hardly lose a step. Calais and Landry off the bench, 2 explosive scorers. There's the one starter, Kone, but he has it blocked by Tapsoda.
Good pass ahead. Can Bado finish? He goes to the rack. He can't finish. The rebound gathered by Savadogo. He can't finish. He wants a foul. Great action here. Savadogo needs to calm down. What a great block by Tapsoda to start off the fast break opportunity for Burkina Faso. Savadogo just couldn't finish it. Nice action, a screen of Bado. Clean look. Very good execution by Burkina Faso. Bado just can't get it. So Burkina Faso are in team fouls. Ivory Coast will go to the free throw line, shoot 2 shots, and they're involved in a dogfight right now.
I've had a lot of fouls against Burkina Faso. 9 called on them in this opening period. So they've got to control themselves. They've got to still play with this energy and this passion, but just, you know, refrain from having too much passion, because at the moment it's going, you know, a step too far. The referees are being forced to call them for fouls, and they're going to run out players before the end of this game.
Sumahoro gets both. Pressure on the floor from the Ivory Coast. About 45 seconds left in the first quarter of this one, the 3rd game. Tapsoda draws a foul on Zerbo. It is the 4th team foul for the Ivory Coast. So by contrast, 9 fouls for Burkina Faso and only 4 for the Ivory Coast. Ismail and Dye going to come in for Zerbo. So a smaller lineup here, Lloyd, for the Ivory Coast.
Trying to match up with the smaller lineup for Burkina Faso. Trying to spread it out, attack off the dribble. They're going to have to do his Poda. Nice feed, but it's just lost by Savadogo.
Eddie Landry just loses his footing.
It's on the floor all over the court. Gets back to their feet.
Loose rebound gathered. Ivory Coast trying to close out the quarter here. Shot won't count. The foul is on the pass. It'll go against Yamiogo, Hervé Yamiogo. 11 ticks left in it. Yamiogo up and good. Takes both of them. So 11 seconds. Can Burkina Faso finish with a bucket? A little bit slow to get in it. Bado picks his pops. Yamiogo, yeah, just poor execution for Burkina Faso. Too slow to get into their half-court set. But they'll be pleased. They're still in the ball game. After 10 minutes of action, they trail by only 4 against the hosts.
It's been a very positive start for Burkina Faso. We've seen this before. You know, the challenge for them is consistency. Now they've got to go into their bench as well because of foul troubles. How can they maintain this offensive production? So we'll have a look at the statistics. What they have done is done a tremendous job of looking after the basketball. I gave them the target of 15 turnovers, and they've had just 4 in this first quarter.
Well, that is good for Burkina Faso. Got themselves in some trouble as far as the fouls go. And over the length of the game, that may prove to be an Achilles heel for them. We'll see how they cope in the second quarter. And you can look at some of the fans who've come to this. There's a look at the ceiling. It's a beautiful wooden ceiling. The ends are open. We've got a nice breeze today. As we look at the numbers, Burkina Faso with 10 fouls compared to 4 for the Ivory Coast. Burkina Faso not making a trip to the line. Ivory Coast got there 11 times in that quarter.
Yeah, the problem for Burkina Faso is they've shot 50% from the three-point line and just 3 of 13 for two-point range. So they need to find a way to get that inside scoring, the balance, because, you know, chances are they're not going to shoot over 50% for the course of this game. You know, the tournament, the history has told us that they're not the best three-point shooting team in the tournament. They are just have one player in the top 10, and that's Mike Savadogo in three-point percentage. So as a team, you know, they're right around 29% usually. So that'll correct itself, I'm sure, and they're going to have to find a way to score without that use. But I like this substitution. Nassau is in the game early. I called for it in the first quarter, and also checking to see Derek Durham is stepped out there as well. So this will be positive because Durham, we know, isn't 100%. If he can give them some solid minutes, they'll help. And Nassau is, you know, proved to be a real spark in their last two games.
First possession to the Ivory Coast, Burkina Faso.
And they're going to fall into the 3-2 zone as well. So all changed for Burkina Faso. See how Ivory Coast respond.
They found a space, which the 3-2 gives up. That is in the corner. This foul is going to go against number 6. That is Derek Durham, who joins the foul club for Burkina Faso. Eddie over the top. Nobody right now in the heart of the zone for the Ivory Coast. They pass it around the perimeter. Eddie rises. Shot no good. Small lineup here.
The change of defense has caught the Ivory Coast by surprise. They don't really have the best lineup for attacking the zone on the floor. Just the one inside player in Jonathan Calais. None of the other players really like to flash it inside, so that high-low action has been completely lost, and they're relying on the perimeter game.
Durham picks up the loose ball. Passes it through his legs a couple times. Shot clock at 10. Boda, the extra pass to Nassau. Shot clock at 3. Nassau shot. No good. Here come the Ivory Coast. And skips to the lane. Twisted in the air, has to throw up an ill-advised shot. He's looking for a foul, no call. Coach Toscano's looking for a foul too. And Burkina Faso cough it up. Landry. Foul, I think, is going to be on Derek Durham. We'll sort it out here in just a second. It's on number 5. Burkina Faso. That is, that's Bayala. He's not even on the floor.
The foul's been called against the wrong player, yeah, again.
6, there it is, the referee correction. It is on Derek Durham, so his second. Eddie Landry just graduated from Kentucky University this summer. Strong college career there, so he'll be looking for a club to start the new season. Drains both free throws.
Now we're starting to see the Ivory Coast have a little bit of dominance in this game. They're going to fall back into a zone of their own. 1-3-1. See it there. The corners are going to be free, but Burkina Faso's got to find somebody who can knock it down consistently if they go there.
Soda shot in the lane, won't drop for him. Landry picks up the ball eventually. Burkina Faso is struggling to get back on defense before the ball. This one against Miguel Boda. I'm not sure about this 3-2 as we look at this. You know, you've got Soda at the top of it for his length, but you give away a lot at the back because he can block shots and get rebounds.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to hide as much as they can because Soda will drop down and help with the rebounding as well. And they're worried about the shooting or the guard play as Ivory Coast are on the run here. Watch out.
Just wouldn't drop in transition. Just wouldn't drop. for Sumohoro. Sumohoro thought he was fouled when he missed the shot. So difficult passage here for Burkina Faso. They haven't scored to start the second quarter yet.
Yeah, well, it's a 15-0 run across the quarters in favour of the Ivory Coast now.
Savadogo. Boda. His shot won't fall. The pass ahead. Here goes Guilletti. He'll lay it up and in.
Beautifully weighted pass there. Over the top from Diabate. And Burkina Faso look like they might have to burn their second time out here. With still 7 to go.
Derek Durham has the ball knocked away fortuitously into the hand of Isao. Tapsoda, there's just no... That's a good move by Savadogo. There's not great floor balance for Burkina Faso, Lloyd. They're kind of on a synchronization, not really sure where the shots are going to come from.
Well, this is the problem, as we said, when they have to go into the bench. You know, Bayala is a major threat, Ouattara is a major threat on the inside, and now they don't really have either of those, so they don't have a great back-to-the-basket scorer. You know, Savadogo does a great job, but he isn't really a post player. He likes to step, he likes to face, he likes to go off the dribble. So the balance that we often refer to is all lost for Burkina Faso without the two major players on the court. And now they have to find that guy that's going to score. Perhaps Bado needs to come back in to try and at least give them some three-point threat.
Yeah, Bado has 6 points. He is their leading scorer at the moment. Ouattara with 2, Bayala with 3. We won't see Bayala again, I don't think, this half, as he has 3 fouls. Tapsoda has to be careful, he has 2. And for the Ivory Coast, just 5 team fouls so far. This is an amazing atmosphere. We've got like a Congo line going through the upper deck of the arena. You get that dancing section as well. Very atmospheric here, I would say, in Abidjan. There's Charles Aboyo, he's an Abidjan native. So how is he not in the act of shooting? Savadogo, it's a end-line ball. I thought for sure he'd be at the free throw line. My apologies to you. End-line ball, no protest for Burkina Faso. Diabate. This will be on Savadogo. And, you know, Lloyd, Burkina Faso not doing a good job of stopping the ball in transition. The ball carrier able to get to the rack a couple of times in succession now.
Yeah, and that's the second. Oh, they pulled a foul on Tapsoda rather than Savadogo, so that's a third on him.
So a new player stripping down for Burkina Faso. This is the number 9 for Burkina Faso, Ouattara.
This is basically it for the front line for Burkina Faso now. He comes onto the floor. So every player they've got really that isn't in fouls is on the floor. You can play inside.
No sign of Bado yet. Ouattara, the new guy in the game, lost the handle on it. Diabate is going to back it out. Man-to-man defense now from Burkina Faso. Diabate. Oh, Diabate, beautiful dribble. He draws the applause of the fans. And Ndai up and in. That brought the faithful to their feet. So 1-3-1 zone here from the Ivory Coast. This turns it over. No ball movement by Burkina Faso. Really no understanding of how to break down this 1-3-1. Guilletti for 3.
If that goes.
Sal coughs it up. Konate loses the handle and ends up in the hands of Diabate. Here's Stephen Konate. Oh, Stephen Konate to the rim. Right now, Burkina Faso just No answers to the questions that the Ivory Coast are posing of them. Here comes Joris Bado into the game now.
The problem for Burkina Faso is what we said before the game now. This is just over 11 minutes they've gone now in this game without scoring. It was, of course, just a short while ago in the first quarter, or halfway through the first quarter, the score was 15-9 in favour of Burkina Faso. So it's now a 21-point run.
The free throw is waved off by the official. He says that Konate stepped on the line. But that doesn't count as the Burkina Faso players step back in the lane for the second free throw. Diendere getting ready to check in. Konate makes it. Now it's an even front zone for the Ivory Coast. It's a 2-3 as they change defenses. Bado bounce pass into the short corner, jump hook, and finally Burkina Faso have a basket. Watara with a beautiful jump hook. As we approach the 5-minute mark of the second quarter. Giedi spins in a low post, a good jump hook of his own, showing an array of skills. Yamiogo, Konate ahead. Now, here we go. It's Ivory Coast for an easy two. Ismail Ndiaye with the flush.
Burkina Faso have got no timeout to stop momentum now. They've used both their timeouts already in this first half, so if this run continues, the lead may become too large for them to come back with.
Bado rolls his three in. He's got 9 points, all of them from behind the arc. 35-20, Ivory Coast with a comfortable lead. Giedi to Ndiaye up and in. He'll get an N1 opportunity as Ouedraogo called for the foul. Diendere getting ready to check in for Burkina Faso. So look at the fans enjoying it. There's Ismail Ndiaye who acknowledges the pass. Ndiaye trying to finish off his three-point play. Ndiaye played club basketball in Switzerland last year. And he will come out to be replaced by Mohamed Kone. So the Ivory Coast have got 4 of their 5 starters back on the floor. And Burkina Faso are fairly deep into their bench. Yamiogo. Diendere bottled up by Giedi. A pass ahead to Giedi. Konate. Lamazana, can he hang on to it? Yes, he can.
That's the question. Lamazana to fetch it, does.
The foul was going to go against Ouedraogo as he was trying to keep Mohamed Kone off of the backboard. Draws the ire of his coach, and so jump ball by Ala steps up. I don't really know if this is a good move or not, Lloyd, but I suppose when you're down 17, you got to take some risks.
And the trouble is, Samanda's coming in, has got fouls. Samanda's going out, has got fouls. They've tried to be physical and it's backfired really, because Ouedraogo has got 2 fouls himself. Every player for Burkina Faso has got problems.
Mohamed Kone knocks down the free throw. Kone, another one of the Ivorians who is from Abidjan. Yamaogo. Bado. Trying to get free. Yamaogo. Looking for a pass. Inside to Bayala. Bayala sends a pass to Diendere. Diendere lays it up and in. And Bayala, I suppose, can be a focal point for you offensively. You can throw it into him in a low post, but now he really needs to be careful on defense.
Especially if no one picking up Totti and him having to do it.
Here's a steal. Ouattara's going to go up and lay it up and in. Count Totti in the game for the Ivory Coast. Lemazana in the low post. Loves to spin. He's going to step through. Moving on. Kone knocks it down. Mohamed Kone.
Jump shot there, Kone. Fantastic form. Good elevation. Ivory Coast to be rolling here in this second quarter.
Diendere tries to give it back to Bado. Totti in the open court. A little wraparound pass. This is his mark, and we've got exactly 2 minutes to play here in the second quarter of the third game. 41-27, the Ivory Coast with a commanding lead. Burkina FASO in foul trouble. Bado left alone. Joris Bado, no good. This foul is going to be against Hervé Lemazana. It's only the second team foul for the Ivory Coast. Headline ball for Burkina Faso. Bayala screens for Ouattara. Ouattara shot up over Kone. Lemazana with the rebound. Diabate skips around. Yamaogo blocked. Karate's path to the basket. It's taken away. Nice pass to Bado. What a finish by Bado on a great pass by Bayala.
Great finish, Bado. On the move, and then he had the presence that still kisses softly off the backboard, even though he had to turn his back to the basket.
Oh my heavens. Bayala's just going to be so much smarter there. What a cheap foul for it to be your fourth one. And that's unfortunate because he's come in and to some extent steadied them. Oh, and there's no doubt about it, it's a foul.
It's team defense as well, though. It's a baseline screen. You know, but Burkina Faso cannot get that picked off or that far behind the man on just a baseline block-to-block screen. They have to switch, they have to bump, they have to do something to stop Kone being that wide open, just coming off a little screen action.
Kone converts the free throws, reestablishes the 17-point lead. Tapsoda's going to come back in here. He has 3. Just a minute to play. Yamaogo, Tapsoda. Tapsoda can't power it up. Lemazana contests. Lemazana now with a foul. Savadogo's got to be careful. Savadogo, quite an emotional character for Burkina Faso. It's Hervé Lemazana with the foul.
Bit of chat between Savadogo and Lemazana as Savadogo is at the line. Interesting to see how that develops.
I don't think Hervé Lemazana is the guy you want to get into a trash talking competition with, to be honest. Savadogo comes up on the short end of that one.
Yeah, if you do, you better make sure you make your foul shots. Here is Savadogo.
Savadogo at Lemazana. Mano a mano. Lemazana, come on, man. Commits his third foul. So Savadogo now with another chance to make 2 free throws. Well, Watara certainly enjoyed that one, didn't he?
The difference is, though, Namazana's going to go to the bench, but Jonathan Calais comes into the game. So I don't know if that helps Burkina Faso or the Ivory Coast.
Calais, the guy who does all the dirty work inside. So it's honors even between Lamazana and Savadogo. $15 points, 47 seconds left. Conti gets his pocket kick from behind by Bado. Diendere just couldn't get it in. Oh, it's off of Diabate's foot. So Burkina Faso will have the ball with 34 seconds to operate. Yamiogo slides by. Diabate with the screen. Savadogo. Now, with 10 seconds to go, Diabate try and tack on to this lead. A pass over the top! Kone with the flush on the alley-oop! Diabate throws it up and Kone goes to get it. What a great finish to this first half. Ivory Coast 45, Burkina Faso 28. 17-point difference. Burkina Faso will go into the changing room with some difficult issues to address. They're in foul trouble. Tapsoda with 3, Bayala with 4. They're down 17, but to be fair to Burkina Faso, Lloyd, they played well at times. They started very well. Just can't sustain that level of consistency.
Yeah, well, there's been 2 issues for Burkina Faso. One was the 11 minutes and 9 seconds they went without scoring in the first half.
Absolutely.
And the second is the foul trouble. You know, you would say they've got positive signs because if you take out the 11 minutes where they didn't score, that means in 9 minutes they scored 28 points. So you can see they have had success on the offensive end, but the foul problems are going to really come back to hurt them in this second half.
Well, here's a look at Burkina Faso with 10 turnovers, Ivory Coast with 6. Battle of the boards is relatively even. Burkina Faso they're stitching things together with 4 threes, most of those by Joris Bado.
Yeah, Bado's been great. I said that Watrana has been a consistent scorer for them. They needed a couple of other guys. Savadogo has also been pretty good with 6 points. But Bado has been the pick of the bunch. 3 of 3, perfect from beyond the 3-point line.
Well, the dancers for the Ivory Coast are still at it. They're not even going to take a halftime break. Bado with 11 points leads all scorers in the gym. Kone with 8. And the most sensational of those 8 with a 2 he scored at the end on a alley-oop dunk of a pass by Diabate. That's Mohamed Kone with 2 blocks as well. Here's a look at the distribution of points. And only 5 players with points for Burkina Faso. Another one of the problems they face. Well, from the Palais des Sports in Abidjan, we'll take a break for halftime. Come back and join us in about 10 minutes. welcome back to Abidjan. Welcome back to the AfroBasket 2013. These are the African Championships of Basketball. We're in our first day of knockout play. This is the third game on offer. It's halftime in the game between the hosts, the Ivory Coast, and Burkina Faso. Right now, Lloyd Gardner, Ivory Coast with a comfortable 17-point lead. If you're Burkina Faso, what do you do to try to get yourselves back in this one?
Well, the two areas that we highlighted were the fact that they have to get consistent scoring. You know, they went on an 11-minute spell. They gave out a 22-point run to the Ivory Coast, and that can't happen again. The other thing, they're going to have to limit, you know, the amount of fouls that they're committing. They were called for 18 fouls in the first half, and that has meant they've got foul trouble through their team because they are not deep and they do not go a long way into their bench. So Bayala is going to have to start on the bench. He's got 4, but Ouattara and Tabsoda both have 3. Are out there.
Joris Bado pulls the trigger on an early shot. He tries to use the board. It won't go. And again, we've got a foul against Burkina Faso. And Lloyd, do you think this is their inexperience showing here? They don't know how to play basketball at this level without fouling?
Yeah, I think so. The other thing is that they're fighting so hard to have to, you know, combat the size disadvantage they have. So on rebounds or when people are going to the basket, the Ivory Coast can't simply stand or hold their own because they'll be pushed out of the way. Especially on rebounds, you know, you can't hold their position because they're not strong enough in comparison to the size of the Ivory Coast players and their power. So they're having to push a little bit. They're having to get, you know, extend the forearm, you know, use a little bit of shoulder. And the referees are spotting it and rightly calling it for them.
The Ivory Coast start with Amadou, Mohamed Kone, Ishmael Ndiaye, Charles Aboyo, and Sumohoro. Burkina Faso with Yamiogo, Bado, Ouattara, Savadogo, and Tabsoda. Savadogo's look, that is well off the mark. He gets into an accident with Kone. Tabsoda with a block. The bounce to the head. Savadogo going to go at Kone, drop it up to Ouattara and says, look, you go at the big fella. And he does.
Ouattara is growing in confidence through this tournament. Who's played really well, especially in the last game. We talked about, you know, the fact that he had 25 points, but he was 12 of 18 from the field. He scored double figures against Rwanda as well, so he really has become the go-to guy for Burkina Faso.
Ouattara plays his club basketball in Belgium. Couldn't convert his and one. Ivory Coast with 5. It's fouled against Ouattara.
Maybe his 4th as well now. So we're just talking about what an impact it's had on the offensive end, how he's the go-to scorer. And he's going to have to see some extended time either on the bench or, you know, out of the game.
Aboyo's shot. Aboyo picks up the loose ball and takes it to the rim. Charles Aboyo. Big strong finish there. Ouattara is going to stay in the game with his 4 fouls. Savadogo. This is good patience by Savadogo. He just tries to pass the ball to Ouattara. He'd been better to shoot it, to be honest. Ouattara was not any better in position than he was. Long rebound, Burkina Faso. 2-on-1. Savadogo can't finish, but Tabsoda can. Ivory Coast come back the other way. Tabsoda with a follow-up. And the dancers are back at it for the Ivory Coast. So they can dance to that 3. Coach Toscano like that as Charles Aboyo with another 3.
Savadogo has size over Aboyo. He's got to try and shoot over the top of him. He can't pick up the dribble there, though. He's got to get deeper first and then turn and shoot.
Hamilton in the open court. Beautiful layup from him. He finishes left-handed. He's got good flow in it right now. Yamiogo loses his footing. Pass ahead. Mohamed Kone, what do you got for us? Oh, he's got a thunder dunk. Mohamed Kone. Hervé Yamiogo is not happy. He feels like he was fouled. Those Ivorian fans love it. See them resplendent in the orange, green and white. Les Elephants of the Ivory Coast, the Elephants, and this man here takes it strong to the basket, Mohamed Kone. Some 1-3-1 zone again from the Ivory Coast. Could be something that'll cause Team's problems maybe later on in the tournament. Bado, his shot off, Tapsoda. Tapsoda up fake and finishes. Good finish by Ali Kader Tapsoda. 1-1 points the difference. Aboyo, count it, Charles Aboyo!
Radar starting to hit its target now for Charles Aboyo. Two in a hurry from beyond the three-point line for him.
Yamiogo.
The defense, everywhere he goes, Yamiogo put a hand on him, hands in the passing lane.
Well, I like this player. I like Joris Bado. He's a reasonably good guard for Burkina Faso. Gets himself a trip to the free throw line, can shoot it a bit, showed an ability to drive there. Number 11 for Burkina Faso. 22-year-old. Has had some experience in French Pro B. Coming up with a club there. Played most recently with the Cognac Club, France. Tapsoda. His 15-footer. Too strong. Speaking of strong, Kone with the rebound. He'll throw it out to Aboyo. Kone says, I'll take my turn. Doesn't get the roll. Foul against the Ivory Coast on the offensive glass. The Ivory Coast want to call a timeout. No, I guess it's Burkina Faso who want to take the timeout. Chasing 24 points. So what was a 17-point halftime deficit is now 24, and it's on the way. Burkina Faso wanted to start this half.
No, absolutely not. Already 2 turnovers in the first 3.5 minutes. So the one problem area for them continues. But as we've always said about this Burkina Faso team, they won't stop, they won't give up, because this is, you know, a long-term project for them. They see this, you know, the qualification to this year's tournament as a bonus. Really, they were ideally looking towards 2015, which is where they feel like they could be making real waves, you know, having a far stronger positioning. So they'll be pleased with any experience they can get for their players here. And they've printed themselves well in their first ever championships of Eurobasket, and what an experience. As we mentioned before, this will be for all these young players on their team.
Relatively young lineup for Burkina Faso. Derek Durham really hasn't played many minutes. Just looking down into the bench, he still has his shooting shirt on, so we hope that he recovers from his knee injury as he searches for a club to start next season. Tapsoda. Tapsoda, nice reverse layup. Good finish by Ali Kader Tapsoda.
Lovely baseline drive there from Tapsoda. Kone, he's going to try and block the shots. He used the ring to protect him as he went to the far side.
Pass to Kone, couldn't gather it in. Yamiogo.
That's a little stagnant. They decide what they want. They go to that matchup again. Tapsoda this time over the front of the ring. As Kone read the reverse, a great adjustment from Tapsoda there.
Yeah, 2 good drives. As Tapsoda quickly attacks Kone on the dribble drive. Jonathan Calais reports to the scoring table for Ivory Coast. Here's a Boyo. His strong drive won't go. Kone stays after it. He can't get it. Loose ball. Giedi. Oh, what a great idea. Mohamed Kone is fouled. Kone will go to the line for 2 shots. Jonathan Calais checks in. The Ivory Coast going with a bigger lineup as Ismail Adai comes out. Kone at the free throw line. He has 10 points. Still has 10 points. This is the first. This is a boat. Giedi with the rebound up and in. Muscles his way in to get the offensive board.
It's just relentless from the Ivory Coast. Every possession plays so hard, it's so intense. There's no let-up whatsoever. Here they come yet again.
Another toe. What a nice touch by Mohamed Kone as he finger rolls it in. Bob Amagu with the loop pass. Nameogo. Shaking and shimmy. Tapsoda will show and go. Tapsoda showing an ability to get to the rim. Tapsoda with 10 points.
Easily his best scoring output of this tournament. Tapsoda, it's a good game. Just 4 points, I believe.
Wow, so this is a good game from him against a quality opponent in the Ivory Coast with some superb interior players. Kone, count it! Wow. More subs coming in for the Ivory Coast, and Diabate and Kanate. And for Reyes, Zerbo's going to wait again as Mohamed Kone goes to the free throw line. Zerbo's been waiting for a while.
And I lined that up like he was going to throw it down. The high five, the foul on the forearm.
So Kone makes the free throw this time, and big comes out and bigger comes in.
Zerbo has got his fan club here today. Big sign. Zerbo Frias fan club.
Diendere in for Burkina Faso. They are the Stallions versus the Elephants. Right now they're trapped in the corner.
I love how the Ivory Coast allow the ball to go to the corner in this 3-2 zone, and because they know they're going to trap it when it gets there. So they'll let you catch it in the corner whenever you want, knowing the moment you do, they're going to rush you and see if they can get you in trouble.
Kanate strips it for Bado. And it's passed to Diabate a little bit too low. Diabate circles back around, start it. Konate. Zerbo. Oh, Ali Tapsoda. What a block by Tapsoda. He's got a big smile on his face right now, does Tapsoda.
Because he knows how close that was to a goaltender. Let's have a look. You be the judge at home.
Superb timing by Tapsoda. Tapsoda is swarmed by white jerseys, strong hands, and a beautiful pass, which is up and in. Basket's good. I think it's Nisao that scored it off the pass by Tapsoda.
The young stuff get a tough first half this out. I asked for him to come on. Disappointed really. 0-2, 2 turnovers. Just 4.5 minutes. See if we can have a better second half.
Diabate threads it. Up and good. Emmanuel Poda. Diendere. Good movement by the Burkina FASO 5. Konate in the open court. Couldn't seem to keep his handle. Nice ebb and flow to this game. Kale goes it down the gut to Zerbo. Zerbo back out to Diabate. That's off the mark. Nisao. He's a lively character, Nisao, isn't he?
Absolutely. He's got a package. He's got some skills. Can shoot the ball a little. Handles very well. Great athlete. Here he is now. He's just going to make better decisions. You know, get that experience. Turns it over yet again. Ivory Coast. Watch out. Eddie's got it. Powers it up for two more.
Good step through the lane by Eddie. Found space on the left-hand side of the rim and laid it up and in. Got 1 minute to play here, the third quarter of the third game on the first day, the knockout of the 2013 African Championships. Zerbo kicks it out. Konate. Konate with a change of pace. Is the basket going to count on the foul? Was it goaltending or not? No, it's two to come. So another block. Should we give that one to Ali Kate or Tapsoda?
No, I'd have to see it again. I think that Diendere might have got it first. Let's have a look. Oh, I can't see it at that angle. The foul was called against Bado.
Konate nets the first one. Big smiles from Stephen Konate, and that was a smile there from Coach Lozcano.
And I don't often see that. But it has been the third quarter. The Ivory Coast are extremely proud out. You know, they've come out, and we've used the word professional at times, and this has been a professional approach. They've played hard. You know, they've continued this defensive intensity and haven't let up at any stage. At 26-14 here in this third period.
Good pass by Poda to Tapsoda. He's fouled by Kale as he goes up to cram it home.
There's the use of that baseline against the zone. Position behind the backs. So they don't know where you are. You're able to move freely, which is exactly what Tapsoda did. Just snuck into an area where the defense didn't know he was there, and it was a good feed. Unfortunately, he didn't get the double to go. Now he's missed the first.
So it's a 29-point difference for the Ivory Coast. Tapsoda's played well in this one.
Yeah, it's been his best game by far of this tournament. You know, opening game 4 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 points, 3 rebounds. And in the last game he went scoreless. You can see he's really got into this one.
Kale can't score. This foul is going to be on Savadogo, and he wouldn't let Zerbo get the shot off after the foul.
Done a better job with the fouls in this third period, really. Burkina Faso, there's still a massive difference. You know, there's still a long way to go, and they've got a lot of fouls they're going to have to save before more people are going to foul out. But they've kind of maintained their position without having anybody foul out yet.
Zerbo makes 1 of 2. You've got about 20 seconds left in this third quarter. Savadogo. His pass to Nisao off the mark. Eddie gonna back it out. Diabate looks up at the game clock. Diabate just somehow manages to find space. He's smiling himself. He can't believe he got to the rim. He lays it up and in. So the Ivory Coast with a commanding lead, 74-43 at the end of the third quarter.
It's like a pinball on that last one. Bounce between the defenders. We see little hesitation. Hits one, hits another, finds some room, and just lays it up as the buzzer went off. So fantastic finish from the Abate. He moves to 11. He is the 4th double-figure scorer for the Ivory Coast. So you can see the balance in their scoring. They've had 10 of the 12 players score, and would you believe one of the ones that hasn't scored, Jonathan Calais, for the Ivory Coast.
That is surprising. Calais hasn't got himself on the board yet. He averages 8 a game. So he'll be able to get points on the board. And the also 2 players haven't scored. It's Calais and Mikel Totti. Mikel Totti, a local favorite. Let's get a look at some of the stats. Now, Lloyd, I think this is our 27th game.
That's right, yes.
And we've seen all the teams multiple times. Look ahead, who do you like as figures to kind of get to the semifinals? 4 teams to get to the semis. What do you think?
I had a look at the quarterfinal matchups, and there's going to be some fantastic potential games. Obviously, teams have to win the round of 16 first, the 8th final. But what we do know is Cameroon, having won the game previous to this, are already through, and they will face the winners of this game. So the Ivory Coast against Cameroon, for me, could be a potential final. But the way the draw has gone means that there is going to be a quarter-final matchup here at Afrobasket. So that is going to be a really tough battle. I don't think you can really pick a winner at the moment to see who's going to go into the semi-final.
That one sounds tasty.
Yeah, and then also Morocco have gone through. They will play the winner of the next game, so potentially Angola, if they can take care of business, will set up the game against Morocco.
Morocco, of course, Reda Halimi played sparingly in the game today. Maybe with a day's rest, his knee can recuperate. You'll certainly need him. But Morocco with a overtime win in the first game today. Here's Tapsoda. So that's 2 of the games we might have in store. And Lloyd, if you keep looking along into potential quarterfinal matchups, what else do you see?
Yeah, I mean, Tunisia obviously would go into their round of 16 as favourites, and if they were to progress, they would play the winner of the Cape Verde and Congo game, and then the second quarterfinal, which really does, get the taste buds tingling, is a potential matchup between Nigeria and Senegal, should they both come through that game tomorrow.
So should things run to form, that's what we can anticipate.
Of course, we are yet to see an upset in this tournament, but often you do see games not go to form, so there's the chance of potential upset still. 1 game left today. Angola, who struggled against Rwanda in the last game.
Oh, great pass, a great flush by Diendere.
Lovely finish. As Lamazana thought he was going to get the block there. He was anticipating Diendere laying it up.
Yeah, wow. Diendere, good strong finish. Tapsoda with a foul. This is his 4th. There's Jonathan Calais, the man who has not scored yet, the number 12, just to the right of your screen. Mikel Totti is on the floor for the Ivory Coast, number 11. Calais and Totti, the only 2 players who haven't scored for the Ivory Coast. He missed the first free throw. Not happy with himself.
Big rebound. Turbo lays it up. The fan club goes crazy. Up in the upper deck. Rightly so. Strong rebound from him. 10th offensive rebound only for the Ivory Coast.
And the Freas Zerbo fan club went crazy with that basket. He's got his own banner up in the cheap seats, just beneath the Morocco flag. Savadogo somehow wriggles out of the sideline. Lamazana, going to call for the foul here.
Yeah, High flyers met in the air there, and it's Tapsoda that comes out on top. As Lamizana commits the foul. He's 4, so it hasn't been the best game for Lamizana. 5 points, 4 rebounds for him, and now his 4th foul. Isn't that the influence he's had in other games? But he hasn't been needed. The Ivory Coast simply clinical in the way they've taken this game up to this stage.
Zerbo with the rebound. Throws it out to Konate. Konate to the rack. Missed shot. So Tapsoda, such a presence in the back of that Burkina Faso defense. Shot up and good. It's by Mikel Totti, a real crowd favorite, so it's over to Jonathan Kale. See if he can get any points on the board.
He says, I've got to get in the game first, coach. Put me in, come on.
Come on, coach, I can't be the only guy that didn't score. Oh, tip, up and good. Not too sure who's going to get credited with it.
Savadogo, I'm sure. He was a lone man from Burkina Faso there. Zerbo. It's a 2-man game with Bayedi. He's going to find him wide open. Zerbo slams it home.
Zerbo with the flush, and the Zerbo Freyas bench section go crazy. It's great stuff here in Abidjan. Tapsoda rises. Smooth jump shot. Tapsoda.
Yeah, showing that range. He's taken that shot earlier in the tournament. He hasn't knocked it down consistently. With the confidence, we could see how smooth it was there.
Freyas, has he got that shot in his locker? Bit short. Each of the coaches want a timeout now. See who gets it. Both coaches went to the table and asked for a timeout. Tapsoda rolls around and out. Konate in the open court. Bounce pass to Lamizana. And this is going to be the 5th foul for Tapsoda. It's unfortunate for Burkina Faso because he's been a bright spark for them.
Yeah, he's their leading scorer. He's carried the load. Repeatedly gone to him. Now it's 6.5 to play. He'll play no further part of this game. He'll be replaced by Jean Beala, who himself can carry the load a little offensively. And that's going to be after timeout. Pulled by Burkina Faso.
We'll take a short break here in AfroBasket 2013. Welcome back to Abidjan. That timeout was accredited to Burkina Faso. So Jean-Paul Bayala will check back into the game for Tapsoda, who has unfortunately fouled out because he's been entertaining to watch. Tapsoda with a couple of good blocks and nice moves to the basket. It was hard to see him go, Lloyd.
He's going to leave the game 13 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 blocked shots. So it is definitely a shame to see him go. A bright spot going forward for Burkina Faso, though. One which hopefully will see him continue through the rest of this tournament.
So Lamizana going to free throw line, still no sign of Jonathan Kale. That shot was short by Lamizana. Shares a laugh with his teammates.
Oh, it's also well short. It's on a He's limping. What's wrong with him? I think he's going to get subbed out as well. His arm is hurting. Amazana.
He's annoyed about something, isn't he, as he steps off the court to be replaced by Jonathan Kale.
Get some treatment straight away. Seems to be struggling with that right arm, the shooting arm. It's one of those foul shots was so short from him. So it might not all be positive for the Ivory Coast coming out of this game. If they, if there is going to be any sort of damage to Lamazana, it's going to be a loss for them.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to avoid, Lloyd, in a game like this. You just want to come through this lopsided victory, get everybody minutes, get everybody involved, and get to the day off without an injury. Bado drains another three. Joris Bado, number 11 for Burkina Faso. He's got 14 points, 12 of them from behind the arc.
To show you the depth of this Ivory Coast team, as Eddie hits the three. Foul will be called against Zerbo. To show you the depth of this team, not one player has played 20 minutes so far for the Ivory Coast, and every player, bar the number 11, Totti, has played double-figure minutes. So Totti, I'm sure, will remain in this game throughout, so he will also reach double figures for the second straight game. Then the Ivory Coast have all 12 players play double-figure minutes.
Kale is going to get on the board. No, he's trying to be unselfish. His pass blocked out of bounds. Kale sets up in the middle of the key. The Ivory Coast. Konate on the mark. Kale with the rebound. He does his best Meadowlark Lemon impersonation. I'm dating myself there. Do you remember him? No. See, you're so young. Yeah, you do know who he is. You're just trying to play the youthful card.
No, I don't know anyone that played for Ivory Coast.
Actually, that might have been Curly Neal, actually, the guy who dribbled on the floor, so got it right in a second.
Totti's actually got out of the game, so maybe he won't be the 12th player into double figures. He's left with just 9. We'll have to see if he comes back at all.
Matara guarded by Zerbo. Zerbo showed some good foot speed.
Tried to back him down and went backwards himself. Started on the mid-range and ended up at the three-point line. Shows you the strength of Zerbo. And another injury.
Diabate goes down.
It's going to be okay.
He's okay. He's on offense now. Tries to get a pass into Kale. It's off the mark. And Matara travels. There's a look at the injury to Hervé Lamizana. We hope he can recover. One of the fine characters of the game. And I think the Burkina Faso coach wants to take another timeout. The good news is it's his third and final timeout. He wants to continue to try to improve, work on a few things.
Yeah, nice to earn his paycheck. Every game he'll take all 5 timeouts. Really try and give experience to this young team of his.
So Angola and Mali is the final game this evening. Stay with us if you can. Thank you for joining us wherever it is that you are in the world. We're here in West Africa, Abidjan, which is the Ivory Coast's largest city and most important economic city. It's its largest port. Lloyd, you and I, we drive around the lagoon every day from the hotel to here. I know that I presume you were a gym rat when you were a player in the gym a lot shooting, and I know that as a coach you must spend a lot of time in the gym, but I think we're going to set a new record by the time this tournament is done, the number of hours we spent here in the Palais des Sports.
Yeah, it's a lovely arena to actually spend some time in, though. We've described it before, this circular bowl, almost like a ball ring. The players battling in the middle. It leads to a tremendous atmosphere.
Kale stripped. Jonathan Kale going to earn a trip to the free throw line. And this would sum up a complete team performance if he can make at least one of these free throws. I am surprised, really, that Mikel Tati is not getting more minutes. You see that Mwasa Watala fouls out with 8 points. Uh-oh. Kale. Oh, my goodness. Is he going to make this one? Jonathan Kale, the Providence College graduate. He misses. So Kale was still a donut next to his name. Got 4 minutes left.
Great quickness. Mahura reaching around, tipped the ball away. But still, the guy is standing wide open. No one's guarding him. There he gets it. And they're going to run the pick and roll. Kale and Diabate one way, then the other.
Diabate with a 3. Oh, nice shot by Solo Diabate. Diabate with a good performance. It's good to see that he wasn't injured seriously when he fell in the heap last time he went to the basket. Looked good on that jump shot. Yamiogo behind the back pass. It goes to Diabate. Diabate with a behind the back pass. It's up and good by Ndai. Savadogo to the basket. He'll finish. Both teams going up and down.
Really a fantastic block, wasn't it, on the dunk attempt? Dera got a big hand on it, but it wasn't strong enough.
Kale, no. So the fans are going to have to wait another 2.5 minutes to see if all of the Elephants score tonight. Yamiogo, he drops a 3.
The Ivory Coast just slow a little now. Wants to have a scrappy end to this game, I'm sure.
Diendere with the rebound. Steal here. Knocked out of bounds by Diendere. And Jonathan Kale checks out of the game. Mohamed Kone comes in to replace him. That might be the only blemish on the win for the Elephants tonight if Kale doesn't score. And died. Amago. Kone up and in. Wow. How are we going to get to 100, Lloyd? 93 points for the Ivory Coast. They're going to have a minute and a half to try and get there. We've only had one game go to the 100-point mark. 3 by Yamiogo is good. Just taking a look back to see who that was. It was Tunisia versus Burkina FASO. So Burkina FASO might be on the end of 2 100-point totals. Kone, oh, he lost the handle. Oh, and it's going your way, it's going your way.
He smiles to the crowd, points to Diabate to say thank you.
95. This lively crowd, really. They want 100. They want Kone on the dunk. They're going to get Diabate on the cradle layup. Well, we've got 1 minute left in this one. Bado is going to pull the trigger on a 3. It won't fall. Kone with the rebound. And he's fouled. Burkina FASO coaching staff a little bit annoyed. Savadogo. Savadogo will foul out. And Savadogo, you know, Lloyd, he's such a competitive character. No doubt proud to play for his country and wears his heart on his sleeve.
Sadasa lead the game, 10 points, 6 rebounds. Just 4 of 15 shooting. Replaced by Poda.
Kone gets the Ivory Coast to 98. Ivory Coast should get at least one more possession. And the fans come alive here. Shot off the mark, guy with the rebound. He's fouled on the rebound. Burkina FASO really coming undone here, Lloyd, and there's no reason for them to. You know, they played hard.
Yes, the passion of the crowd. The electric atmosphere in here has finally got to them. Need to relax, finish the game off.
So Ndai gets us to 99, Ismail Ndai, who delivered the public service announcement at the beginning. Can Ndai get us to 100? He can, and the roof comes off this place as the Elephants get to 100. It's 100-60, and it's party time in Abidjan here. You would have thought that they won the tournament. Oh my goodness. Diabere, shot is off the mark. What a tip by Bado, it won't fall. Another opportunity off the mark, Diabate. Kone throws it out, Diabate. And the Ivory Coast are gonna see this off. Alley-oop over the top, the tip, no good by Kone. So the Ivory Coast get to 100, exactly 100 points. They win by 40 as they beat Burkina FASO 100-60. And all credit to Burkina FASO, Lloyd, because they played hard, didn't they? They just didn't have enough horses.
They really did. The foul trouble killed them. It was a great start to the game. They played their hearts out, but they just weren't deep enough. You know, they're still such a young country in basketball terms, really trying to get experience. There's some of their younger guys in this show, but they battled till the end, and it was an effective and efficient performance from the Ivory Coast. So all credit to them. They will move forward to an absolutely tantalising quarter-final matchup against Cameroon.
Yeah, look forward to that. That'll be in 2 days' time, and should be an absolutely fabulous matchup. So the Ivory Coast now qualified for the quarterfinals. They survived an early promising start by Burkina FASO, and that stamped their authority on it, never looked back, really. Look at that. Look at the moves on the court and off the court. Stephen Kanate is imploring the crowd to get behind the Elephants. And there's the coaching staff. Coach Lescano, it's job done. He was the coach in AfroBasket 2011, so good continuity there for the Ivory Coast. You see them there assembled in the center circle. Here's a look at the final statistics. Just 8 turnovers for the Ivory Coast. Very clean performance.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job. That's 6 at the half. So you could see what a second half performance it was. It talks about the need, you know, for them to just look after the ball, to get rotate everybody in and move on without problems. Really, they've done exactly that. The defense has maintained its fantastic level, and then offensively, perhaps the only thing for them is just continuing to raise that field goal percentage whenever they can.
So here's a look at the leaders in the respective categories. It's Mohamed Kone with 20 points. He's the top man for the Ivory Coast. They had everybody score with the exception of Jonathan Kale, but no doubt Jonathan Kale will be an important part as the Ivory Coast go forward. Kale is such an effective rebounder, battler inside. Soto with 13, Joris Bado with 14 for Burkina Faso. So we've got 3 games in the books. Look at the rebounding here. And, we've got Angola and Mali still to come. If you've been with us, well done throughout the day. Just going to wrap this up with a couple of more figures. Well, on behalf of my colleague, Lloyd Gardner, this is Liam County saying good night for the time being. Come back and join us for Angola versus Mali still to come.